This is like the 50th time I've recorded this video. It's gonna be a difficult one. Here we go. Hi guys, I'm Mike's daughter. Sorry there hasn't been any content on the channel for at least 6 months. I'm gonna tell you why. Long story short, because this is probably going to be a long video, you might not want to watch the whole thing. First of all, he wants to thank you guys. Well, I want to thank you guys because you kept him happy. You gave him purpose. He unfortunately passed away in November on the 23rd, 2015. Now to tell you why. Sorry for the rubbish quality of this video. I've never made a video before and I'm doing it on my phone at my bedroom window. Sound is going to be bad, quality is going to be bad. I'm going to be bad at this, so I apologise. He died of cancer. We found out a couple of weeks before he passed away, and he lasted a few more weeks than we expected, so he was given a week to live. So shortly after the last video he uploaded, he collapsed and went into a coma. My brother called 999, put him in the recovery position, and he was only 7. It was just my dad, my 7-year-old brother, and I think my other brother was like 5? Yeah, 5. I had to figure out because of his birthday. He was 5, so my brother had just turned 7, and he was able to basically save his life, or so we thought. So he was in a coma for a few days, and then in the hospital when he woke up for 3 weeks, and basically we got told he had cancer. It started in his lungs, went to his lymph nodes in his neck, and then eventually to his brain. Now all the signs were there, but we just didn't piece it together. He had lumps on his head, he was rapidly losing weight, he had no energy. Anyway, the day after we were told basically when he got diagnosed, the day after we found out he had days left to live. I'm sorry for the bad quality of this video. Now I'm going to tell you basically his final words, pretty much. A lot of them are about you, his subscribers, or anyone that watches his videos. He wanted me to tell you guys his story, that there was no warning, and to apologise for any delay that I personally caused by not being able to make this video. I've recorded this about 50 times over the last 6 months, but I always end up crying or saying the wrong thing or just rambling, or things just happen, get in the way. he was so bad and so far gone that they couldn't even put him in a hospice to start with. They thought that he was going to pass in the hospital. He was on so many drugs and he was talking nonsense, thinking that the reception was a McDonald's kitchen and that everyone was in Star Trek uniforms and he was away with the fairies. And it was really hard to watch, and he said some things that really hurt me, but I know that it was the drugs, but it still it did affect me. But anyway, he eventually started getting a little bit better, and he got moved to a hospice, to Willen Hospice, and I don't think that's outside of Milton Keynes, but basically we're in Milton Keynes, so there's a Milton Keynes based hospice, I'm presuming because Willen Lake and Willen, anyway, Willen Hospice, and he was there for a few weeks, and I think he came off the morphine, he was like himself again, not came off the morphine, but like, for some reason, he wasn't away with the fairies anymore, he was more, obviously, like, during a dose and he was on, like, laughing gas, so he was a bit, woo, but, like, he wasn't completely gone, like, whoa, like, away with the fairies, what the fuck is that flying monster kind of move. He was more himself, so we sorted out all the formalities, like, funeral, any last words, messages, anything, so he said update his Facebook, which I can't do, but we're going to make it into a memorial page. I still haven't done that. And he said to update YouTube. So this is what I'm doing. As hard as this is going to be. And so he lasted a few weeks. And I went to see him every day, but he told me not to skip college. I did a few days, but he told me not to just keep skipping college and to try and go as much as I could. Obviously it was difficult because of the emotional state. I mean, my uncle was, not his brother, my mum's brother was diagnosed with cancer in August, so he was going through that as well. He passed away in January, so for the last couple of months I've been very not there. So I was missing college, but he kept having to go at me every time I skipped college. He said, don't skip college just to come and see me. As much as you want to spend as much time with me as you can, carry on. I don't want you to flunk out of college. I don't want you to ruin your life just because you wanted a few more moments with me. That would be nice, but the best thing you can do for me is try your best in college and do well for yourself. Made sense. Didn't at the time, but it makes sense now. Well, I kind of got it, but at the same time I was like, no, you come first. But I had to think in the long run, so he had a scare. He keeled over one night in pain, couldn't breathe, couldn't move, but he got through that, and he told me about it. Then I got a little bit worried, but I was like, Dad, it's fine. I told myself I wouldn't cry. I cried the last time. Whatever, I'll just roll with it. Makes it more authentic, right? I was like, Dad, it's fine. Like, trying to reassure him, like, it's okay. It's fine. And I told him, I think the day before that it's okay. I understand, like, don't hold out, just, I love him, and I said, it's okay. Whenever you're ready. So, he told me he's scared. When he had the scare, like, the next time I saw him, he told me he's really scared. And he said to me one night, a few days later, maybe the next day, I'm not quite sure, he said to me, I think this is it. I want you to stay tonight. I want you to be there. So I ended up staying at the hospice in like the armchair recliner thing that was next to his bed. And I'd stayed up all night with him, talking to him, reassuring him, and he kept reaching over saying he loved me and he was proud of me and this isn't goodbye and things like that. And I was like, I love you too and I'm so proud of you too, like, it's okay, I know this isn't goodbye, it's gonna be okay. And he kept saying, look after your brothers for me, and I said, I'll do my best. And I said, like, they love you, I love you. I'd moved out in July, so I said I would have stayed just that little bit more, just those few months extra if I'd have known, but that's life, like I didn't know, so it was okay. I had to sort the cat out as well, that was difficult. Oh, to top it off, our cat died the other week. Anyway, he said he loved me at about 6:30 in the morning on the 23rd of November, the day before my mum's birthday. My life is perfect, right? On the at 6:30 I finally got to sleep. I said, I'll skip college tomorrow if you want me to, like the night before. I'll skip college tomorrow if you want me to. And he said, no, please go, please. Don't skip college. So after some fighting, some arguments, I agreed to go to college. So I got up at 7, so I got like half hour sleep, and by that point, while I'd had that, during that half hour sleep, he'd fallen asleep. Yes, he was sleeping. He wasn't dead yet. He was groggy. I'd had some difficulty getting him to say he loves me because he's not the type of person, like, he doesn't say I love you. He doesn't express himself. So I had to leave. My taxi was there. I said, right, Daddy-o, time to go. Like, I'll come back. I really don't want to leave, but I'll come back after college. Straight after college, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna see you. I love you. I'll see you later. And he didn't respond. He was like, like groaning. I thought, he hasn't slept in like 5 days. Like, I'll let him sleep. I was like, I'll leave it. So I kissed him, like, on the head. Cuddled him for like 30 seconds. I couldn't let go. I knew something before. I really didn't want to go. But I promised him I'd go to college. And I kept my promise. So I went to college. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm crying. I'm sorry. I went to college. And I was on my way. I was waiting for a bus to go and see him. And my auntie called me, his sister. She called me. And it was the worst. The worst news of my life. She said, I'm sorry, your dad's just gone. Just before I got into his room. Like, that's what she said. She said, like, just before I was walking down the corridor, the nurses had just come out of his room and he was fine. By the time I passed him in the corridor and went in, he wasn't breathing. No, you could tell when my dad was breathing because he breathed in and then groaned out, like, because he was in so much pain. He wasn't. She checked his vital signs, nothing. Checked his breath, like, nothing. So in the 2 seconds from the nurses checking him to her going in, he'd gone. Everyone was on their way. I was on my way. She was just outside the door. His best friend was just in the parking lot. One of his friends had travelled hours to come and see him. He came like an hour later. So I made my way over there and to see him, and he was still warm. It was the worst thing. The worst thing, like. So yeah, that's why there's been no content. He told me to apologise, that there was no warning, so sorry. And I apologise for the delay, I just couldn't do this. So, the 23rd of November 2015, Mad Mike was no more. Goodbye, guys. Bye.